What is the most badass thing a private has said to a general? Three-star General Harrison was doing his annual inspection tour. Guy was known for being ruthless, ended careers with a single conversation. Everyone walked on eggshells when he visited. Our unit had just returned from 15 months in Iraq. We were exhausted, understaffed, and dealing with equipment that should have been replaced years ago. But command wanted everything to look perfect for the general's visit. They assigned Private Mike Johnson to the motor pool demonstration. Johnson was barely 19, farm kid from Iowa, quiet, hard-working, but had seen some serious combat. Lost his best friend to an IED just 2 months before coming home. The general arrives with his entourage. 15 colonels and majors trailing behind him like puppies. Johnson's showing him our Humvees, explaining maintenance procedures. Everything's going smooth. Then the general stops at Johnson's personal vehicle. Beat-up Humvee that had been through hell and back in Ramadi. Armor plating welded on by local contractors. Bullet holes in the doors. Sand still stuck in the crevices. "What's this piece of junk doing in my motor pool?" the general demands. "This vehicle is a disgrace to the United States Army." Johnson doesn't flinch. Stands at attention. "Sir, that vehicle brought 12 soldiers home alive from Iraq." General Harrison gets that look. The one that means someone's about to get destroyed. "I don't care what it did over there, Private. It looks like garbage and it has no place on my base." The whole motor pool goes silent. You could hear a wrench drop. Johnson's jaw tightens. He's thinking about his buddy who died. About all the missions that Humvee completed. About the blood, sweat, and terror that truck had seen. "With respect, sir," Johnson says, voice steady as granite, "that vehicle has more combat experience than everyone in your entourage combined. Maybe it looks rough because it's been doing the job while others were worried about appearances." Holy shit. The colonel's nearly choked. The general's face turned red. "You don't talk to a three-star like that. Ever." Johnson's career was over. But then something unexpected happened. The general stepped closer to that beat-up Humvee. Really looked at it. Ran his hand along the armor plating. Saw the makeshift repairs. The improvised protection systems. The modifications that kept soldiers alive. He walked around the entire vehicle. Spent 5 minutes examining every detail. The bullet impacts. The blast damage. The creative engineering that turned a standard truck into a life-saving machine. Finally, he turned back to Johnson. "Tell me about Ramadi, Private." For the next 30 minutes, Johnson described every mission, every ambush, every time that Humvee limped home with wounded soldiers inside. He talked about his friend who died, about the 12 who lived because of that piece of junk. The general listened to every word, asked detailed questions, wanted to know about the armor modifications, the tactical situations, the decisions made under fire. When Johnson finished, the general nodded slowly. "That vehicle will be moved to the museum. It's earned a place of honor." He looked at his entourage. "This is what real military service looks like, gentlemen. Not parade ground polish." Then he turned back to Johnson. "You've got balls, Private, and you're absolutely right. That truck has seen more action than most of us ever will." Johnson got promoted to specialist the next month. The general personally signed the paperwork. That Humvee sits in the 101st Airborne Museum today with a plaque telling its story. Sometimes speaking truth to power works. Sometimes a private knows more about courage than the people wearing stars. And sometimes the most badass thing you can do is stand up for the things that really matter, regardless of rank or consequences. Johnson never backed down because he wasn't defending himself. He was defending the memory of everyone who'd bled in that truck. That's the kind of courage they don't teach in officer school.